Have you ever stood next to someone at a party, in a coffee shop, on a plane, and just said nothing? Even though you wanted to talk, you told yourself, now's your chance, but your brain froze. Then the moment passed. And later, you thought, ugh, why am I like this? Don't worry, you're not broken. You just don't have a social playbook that works for you yet. Today, I'm going to give you 5 simple steps that will show you how to talk to anyone effortlessly, even with complete strangers. Let's get started. I'm very excited to talk about this topic because these are the exact steps I use when I'm in new cities, meeting new people, or just trying to make friends in unexpected places. If you're introverted, overthink everything you say, or you're just tired of awkward silence, this is for you. Okay, step 1. Look for friendly proximity and visual permission. Before you ever open your mouth, make your job easier by choosing the right moment. I call it friendly proximity, which is about 1-2 meters away, and visual permission, which means they glance at you, even briefly. These 2 signals mean the person is close enough to talk without shouting, not mentally locked into something such as phone, work, or book. I'm not going to start chatting up someone in deep focus with headphones on. That's not confidence. That's interruption. But if someone is casually scrolling on their phone, looking around, or seems like they're just passing time, those are perfect candidates. Pro tip: great places for this are elevators, airport lounges, waiting rooms, or cafe lines. People are in limbo, mentally open, and much more likely to engage. Step 2. Use a casual, context-based opener. Forget rehearsed icebreakers or interesting facts about yourself. Those feel stiff and inauthentic. Instead, speak to what's right in front of you. Let's say you're in a coffee shop. Try, "This place always has a line. Must be worth it? I've been here 3 times and still can't decide what to get." What's your go-to? Why does this work? It's non-threatening. It's shared reality, something you're both experiencing. It doesn't require deep vulnerability or a cool persona. And here's the mindset shift. You're not starting a conversation. You're nudging open a door that's already there. Moving on. Step 3. Mirror, extend, and pivot. This is where real conversation begins. It's a 3-part rhythm. First, mirror part of what they said. For example, "Oh, you're from Argentina?" Second, extend by asking something curious or playful. "What's one food you miss when you're abroad?" And finally, pivot by sharing something you've experienced or observed. "I met someone from Buenos Aires who swore empanadas there ruin you for life. Can confirm." With this 3-part rhythm, you're showing that you listened, you're interested, and you're relatable. But here's what not to do. Ask robotic questions. "Where are you from? What do you do?" Cool. Go silent after they answer. Try to impress them. This step is about engagement, not performance. You're building rapport, not delivering a TED Talk. Bonus tip: use a bit of humor if it feels natural. People remember how you made them feel, not what you said. Next, step 4. Be the first to be real. If the conversation feels too surface level, or like you're stuck in polite small talk, try this. Say something small that makes you human. This could be a mild complaint. "I swear my brain just stops working in cold weather." A self-aware confession. "I always forget names within 30 seconds. What was yours again?" A little story. "This reminds me of the time I tried to order in French and asked for pain and suffering instead of bread." Why does this work? Because it's disarming. It tells the other person, "I'm not trying to be perfect. You don't have to be either." And that creates psychological safety, a fancy way of saying, "Hey, we can chill." This is especially powerful with strangers. You go from person making small talk to person I can actually vibe with. Finally, step 5. Offer a next touch point or a soft continuation. Now, you don't have to turn every stranger into a lifelong friend, but when you do feel a spark, don't let it die in the moment. Create what I call a next touch point. Something like, "You seem really cool. Do you do Instagram or LinkedIn? I'm meeting a couple people later if you're around. Join if you're up for it." You've got good taste. I might need more recommendations later. This keeps the connection open without being pushy. It's the conversational equivalent of a soft close. You're saying, "Hey, this was fun. Let's not make it the last time." Even if they say no, it still feels good to both of you because it ends with appreciation and confidence, not awkward fizzling. But what if all of a sudden your brain freezes? Well, if that happens, say the obvious. If your brain totally blanks and you feel awkward, here's your emergency line. Okay, I just forgot what I was saying. Classic me. Or I overthink everything I say and now I'm stuck. You ever do that? It may sound counterintuitive, but being honest about awkwardness instantly makes it less awkward. In fact, most people will say, all the time, same. And just like that, you've turned a freeze into a connection. Okay, let's recap on the 5 steps to talk to anyone. Effortlessly first, friendly proximity, eye contact. Only engage when the setting feels natural and inviting. Second, casual, context-based opener. Speak to the moment, not your resume. Third, mirror, extend, pivot, show interest, keep flow, add personality. Fourth, lead with vulnerability. Be the first to drop the mask, others follow your tone. Fifth, create a next touch point. Don't force a future, but invite one. And always remember, people don't want perfect. They want present. They want real. That's a wrap for today. If this episode gave you something useful, or even just made you feel seen, hit that like button. It helps more people find it. And if you want more tools on how to become effortlessly social, improve your conversation game, and connect deeper with others, hit subscribe and turn on the bell. Because I've got more coming, and you won't want to miss it. See you in the next episode.